Good morning, class. This is your English teacher, Sir Sanjay. I welcome you all to yet another session of online classes. Today, we shall take up the ninth lesson of your English honeysuckle text, with the lesson being named Desert Animal. So, I'm sure that all of you are well aware, well acquainted with the word desert. So, what is a desert? A desert basically is a place which is full of sand, dry sand, a place that does not have any considerable, uh, what do you call it, plant, vegetation, or animals living in it, or even if they live, they live in scars, right? It's full of sand, isn't it? And the temperature is usually quite warm during day and it drops starkingly by night. Okay, not very good place to survive. So desert animal, we are going to read about different kind of animals that survive in desert. So there are animals like some particular sort of snake, not snail, and then some other animals as well. So in this lesson, what basically we'll do is we'll be discussing and reading about these animals. Okay. So before we begin, let's read a brief preface. So it asks, can you name some desert areas in India and the world? In India, there is one vast stretch of desert in the state of Rajasthan, if you remember. Right? What is the name of that desert? Well, if you don't know, I'll ask you in next class. Try to figure it out. It's very simple. And in the world, there is one very popular desert in Africa, right? What is the name of that desert? Also find it out. Clear? So these deserts occupy a great amount of space, great area, and there is no considerable vegetation, no proper life thriving in this, but still there are animals surviving. And if you ask me how do they survive without any proper water, without food and all, they survive by the technique of adaptation. What technique? The technique of adaptation. Now if you ask me what is adaptation, I'm sure you must have come across this word in your science lesson. Your science teacher might also have explained you, but for you I'll explain this term again. Adaptation means self adjustment in the environment. Okay, so how do these animals live in desert is they adapt themselves to the condition in the surrounding the environment. If there is lack of water, they find survival strategies and ways, and then they survive perfectly and get in sync with that environment. This is how they adapt. Clear? So there are different kind of animals that adapt perfectly to desert, dry and humid condition. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin the lesson. But before beginning, we'll come across some important words that are alien or new to you. So I would like to discuss them before we actually begin the session. Okay. So these are the words. Let me zoom it up for you for clear visibility. And I also suggest you to open your book to see things more clearly. Okay. So the words are scorching. Scorching means very hot. Gerbils. What are gerbils? You know rodents, animals like rats and all. Clear. So gerbils are mouse-like desert rodents with long hind legs. The legs on the back of their body are quite lengthy, long. Okay. These are mouse-like creatures, not exactly mouse. Okay. And moving on. Dunes. What do you mean by dunes? Dunes are heaps of sand formed by the wind. So what wind does is it blows heap of sand from one place to another and deposits those sand into one place, and they collect together to form some sort of mound, something like this. Not mound. Okay, so this is example of sand dune. All right, then what do we have? We have pebbly means stony, full of small stone. Okay, so now let us do the actual reading. Para 1, ninth lesson of English honeysuckle text called the desert animals. Okay, so let's begin. Deserts are the driest place on earth and sometimes go for months or even years without rain. Okay, so deserts are driest because it does not rain. Sometimes it does not rain for months, and in some other cases even years. Okay, but Even the desert animal cannot survive without water. You have to note one important point. Animals living in desert, they are not waterproof. By waterproof, I'm using a funny term. By waterproof, what I want to suggest you is, it is not like they cannot survive without water. Water is essential for them also. But with such little amount of water around desert, how do they survive? Let's find out. Okay. Animals cannot survive without water or for long periods in the scorching sun. Okay, so these things do matter for them as well. In the scorching sun, in the hot sun, it's difficult for them, and they have to, get source of water also. All right, so they have to find different ways of coping with the harsh condition. So what do they have to do is, they have to, you know find different ways of coping with the harsh conditions. Okay, for example, gerbils spend the hottest part of the day in cool underground burrows. What do gerbils do? This mouse like rodents, they spend the hottest part of the day by living in underground burrows. Burrows are holes, right? And strange insects called darkling. See, darkling resembles to beetles. Okay, not resemble, they are actually a class of beetles only. And strange insects called darkling beetles are expert at catching drops of moisture on their legs. See, what do ducklings do? They catch drops of moisture. You can consider moisture as droplets of water, small drops of water. Okay, so what do this darkling beetles do is, they are expert at catching droplets of moisture on their legs. Then what do they do after lifting this? After catching this droplets of moisture on their leg, they lift them into the air until the drops trickle down into their mouth. Okay, they lift those drops in the air in such a manner that the same drop fall into their mouth. So in this process, they fulfill their thirst and do not feel thirsty. Okay, so not all deserts are endless seas of rolling sand dune. See, in desert, what do we think of desert? Whenever the word desert comes, vast stretch of sand comes into our mind. But we make a mistake here. What mistake? Remember, not all deserts are endless seas of rolling sand dunes. Means not all deserts are just about sand. There is something else to desert. What is it? Some are rocky or pebbly and dotted with small bushes, while others are sprinkled with colorful flowers during spring. So, see, here is the difference. Okay, some deserts are rocky, means some deserts have big stones, and some have small pebbles. Okay, some other deserts are dotted, means they are blessed with small bushes. Can be, thorny bushes like cactus, while others are sprinkled with colorful flowers. Okay, while other deserts have variety of colorful flowers growing in and around them during the spring season. Spring season, right? This wonderful season between summer and what? Summer and winter, right? So now let's read para 2. There are more than 2,300 different kinds of snakes around the world. Important piece of GK here. There are more than 2,300 different varieties of snake surviving around the world. Kinds. Okay. Ranging from just 15 centimeters. Some are as small as just 15 centimeters. Okay. Long to more than 11 meters. Some are just 15 centimeters and some are as long as 11 meters. Clear? Most snakes are quite harmless. You have to remember one important fact here. Most snakes are harmless. They are not poisonous. But there are few that are so poisonous, so venomous, and so dangerous that they can kill a human being with just one bite. Okay, most snakes are harmless creatures. Even if they bite you, you will survive with ease. They do not have this venom and all. Clear? But some are so harmful that if they bite you for once, you are gone. Clear? So you have to be wary of those kind of snakes. So most snakes lay eggs. Remember, they lay eggs. Okay, they are reptile. But there are many. But you cannot simply come into conclusion that snakes are primarily reptiles, because some snakes they lay eggs, but there are many which give birth to their young ones. Okay, so as a result, categorizing them into as mammals or reptile is difficult at this stage. What category do they fall under, we'll find it out, but basically we call them reptiles only. Clear? So in the dry rocky deserts of America, leaves are rather evil looking snakes. Okay, so in the dry deserts of America, a very devilish snake live. Okay, it has a very bad reputation. Okay, why does it have a bad reputation? Means a bad name against its own self. Let's find out. Okay, its frightening rattle. See, frightening means scary. Its frightening rattle can be heard as far as 30 meters away. Oh my god. You must have seen rattlesnake in Discovery channels and all, right? See, this snake has this rear part. Over here, there is this structure. You may see it, right? There is this rough structure with dot-like outgrowth stretching all over the rear part of the tail, right? So this is the rattle, okay, and it vibrates vigorously. Okay, there is vibration, vigorous vibration. The vibration is so intense that the sound of this vibration can be heard from what distance? What is mentioned here? 30 meters distance. Even if you are 30 meters away from a rattlesnake and it starts rattling its rear tail, you can hear it. It's very dangerous. If it strikes once, the prey dies in span of minutes. Clear? And it can strike with lightning speed. The speed is very fast as light. Clear? So now let's continue. You must have seen Rattlesnake, right? If not, you can watch this Rattlesnake episodes on Discovery Channel and all. They keep showing this, okay, about the rattlesnake and all. Some people they catch them as well. It's very risky though. So let's continue reading. Third para. But the rattlesnake or rattler, as it is sometimes called, prefers to avoid people if it possibly can. But the thing is, rattlesnake avoids human being as far as it can. It holds its tail upright and rattles the end whenever it is disturbed. So if you disturb a rattlesnake, what will happen is it will hold its rattle uptight. It will hold its rattle uptight, and then there will be this vibration to and fro again and again. Clear? Whenever it is disturbed. Clear? Why does it rattle it? It rattles its tail, or keeps moving it vigorously with the hope that the intruder will go away. Intruder is a person who disturbs somebody's privacy. Okay, so if you are in the snake's territory or area, you are the intruder. Clear? So the rattlesnake keeps rattling its rattle whenever an intruder tries to disturb it. This is an indication to the intruder or a warning sign that the snake is not welcoming you and you are required to go away immediately. Clear? However, if its warnings are ignored and it feels threatened, so if you ignore its warning and the snake feels, oh, there is danger, what does it do? It will coil readily to bite. So it will coil its body. Okay, it will circulate or coil its body. It will move around its body in the form of coil and get itself prepared in order to launch an attack. Okay, but the rattler itself cannot hear the noise its own tail makes. Clear? But rattlesnake cannot hear the sound its own tail makes. It's an interesting fact, right? A rattlesnake cannot even hear the sound made by their own tail. Very interesting. So like most snakes, it hears things through vibrations. Okay, most snakes hear things through vibration only, right? So rattlesnake is no different. So they hear sound in their surrounding through vibration in the ground. Okay, so if a person walks nearby, the snake can feel the movement. Okay, so if you walk nearby, a snake will feel the movement. But if the same person were to shout, it would not hear a thing. Clear? So if you move, the snake will hear your vibration and then it will make sense. Clear? But then if you shout standing nearby the snake, it will not be able to hear anything at all. Clear? So rattlesnakes are very common and widespread animals living right across American continent from Canada to Argentina. Clear. So they are found widespread, ranging from South America to North America, from Canada to Argentina. They feed on a variety of prey. So they eat on a lot of things. What are they? Including mice, voles. Vole is a kind of animal, rats, chipmunks, and many other. Okay, many other small animals. Rattlesnakes kill their prey with venom. So how do they kill the animal they want to eat? They kill the animal with venom, with the poison they possess. Okay. So like all snakes, they swallow the unfortunate animal whole. How do snakes eat their prey? They engulf the animal's body entirely into themselves. So rattlesnake is no different, it follows the same suit. Okay, now few snakes have to eat more than once a week, and some, such as the larger pythons, can survive for a year or more without eating. Oh my god, that's very interesting fact. So see, some snakes have to eat, clear, more than once a week. They have to eat more than once in 1 week. Not like humans, we have to eat at least 3 times every day, right? But snakes, they need only let's say once a week. Clear? They need to eat only once a week. But then it's even different. It's way different in case of larger pythons. They can survive for 12 months, a year or more, even without eating. Wonderful, isn't it? So that's it. Now let's read about mongoose. Clear? Mongoose, an animal that loves to fight with snakes and often wins battle. Clear? So let's find out about mongoose. Before that, let's find out whether there are important words. See, what is predator? Predator is an animal naturally preying on others. Okay, amusing means interesting, enjoyable. Forage. What is the meaning of word forage? Forage means to search for food. Okay, so let's read about mongoose. Okay, so mongoose like to hunt together, but they always keep a lookout for dangerous predators nearby. Okay, they love hunting, you know, together in group, but then they always have this tendency to watch out for dangerous predators. Okay, poking their noses into holes, overturning rocks with their paws, and scratching the ground with their sharp claws. Banded mongooses are very amusing animals to watch. So mongoose are very busy creature. They are always in pursuit to find something. Clear? They want to find whether there is predator nearby, but by turning rocks with their sharp claws, and they keep on scratching things while they are walking on the ground to find if there is a dangerous predator nearby. Okay, so they are very interesting to watch. A common sight in many parts of Africa, they travel in groups of about 20 to forage for beetle. Clear? So they are found commonly in Africa and they travel in groups of 20 mongooses in order to find, beetle, millipedes, and other small creature which they love to eat as eat for food. Clear? Forage means to find food. Alright, so this was about mongoose. Okay, so let's read more about them. They like to hunt together, keeping in touch. Whenever they go out, of keeping in touch. Whenever they go out of sight behind rocks or bushes by twittering and calling. Okay, so they hunt together basically. In order to keep in touch, what do? Whenever they go out of sight behind rock or bushes, they call each other by twittering. Okay, they make some twitter sound like birds do. Okay, so always on the lookout for danger. They always look out for danger. They always find whether there is danger or not, and they want to fight it up front. Okay, always on the lookout for danger. Hawks, eagles, and large snakes, they warn one another with a special alarm call if they spot anything suspicious. Wonderful, isn't it? If they find anything in danger, anything in suspicion, they alarm their group with a special sort of alarm call whenever they find this predators. Clear? So brilliant animal. They have their own way to communicate whenever they sense danger. So let's read more about mongoose. Okay. Yeah. So mongooses are famous for being able to kill snakes without getting hurt themselves. So mongooses are famed for this, isn't it? They are known all over. You must have read fables and stories also about mongooses killing and fighting and battling it out with snakes. Right, so they are known for this. So how does a small mongoose beat mighty snake which is venomous also? We'll find out the trick here. Okay. Their reactions are so fast that they can dodge each time the snake strikes. Okay, so if a snake is trying to strike a mongoose, the reaction is so fast that it can always dodge. It can evade the strike of the snake by moving very rapidly. Clear? So in the process, what happens? The snake keeps dodging and it gets tired. And when it gets tired, when we get tired, we are not as quick or as effective as we are when we are full with energy, right? So this is where mongoose takes advantage. Whenever the snake gets tired, mongoose strikes. Clear? So they are quite agile, they are quite fast. Okay, so their reactions are so fast that they can dodge each time the snake strikes. They continually clear they continuously make a nuisance of themselves until after a while, when the snakes gets tired, they quickly dive in for the kill. Like I've said, whenever the snake gets tired, they dive in, strike the snake to death. Okay, so mongooses are dangerous. Alright, so now let's read something about female mongoose. There are 7. All the female mongooses have their kitten at about the same time. Clear? They are raised by the whole group in a den made inside an old termite mound. So they live inside a termite mound. They make the termite mound as their own den. And then they live in those groups. And in that termite mound itself, they raise their young ones. Clear? The young ones grow there. It could be termite mound or hollow log. Okay. When most of the adults are out looking for food, one or two males stay behind to guard until the others return for the night. Wonderful. They work in such organization. So when the other animals are out looking for food and all, one or two male members will be in and around the mound to guard the younger members of the group. Right? It's a wonderful thing. We can learn a lot of things from them: organization, agility, speed, skill, valuing family, teaching values, and then staying to help one another is what we can learn. Alright, now let's read para 8 here. Another animal which lives in the desert is the camel. So finally we will talk about camel. Camel is also called the sheep of the desert, right? So camels were first domesticated by people many thousands of years ago. So thousands and thousands of years ago, camels were raised and kept at home and domesticated by people. Clear? So in the wild, camels usually live in small groups of up to 30 animals. So in the wild, how do camels survive? They live together in groups of 30. Okay. So camels have long shaggy winter coats to keep warm and shorter tidier coats in summer to keep cool. Clear? So they have two kinds of coat. What are they? They have long, shaggy winter coats in order to keep themselves warm. Otherwise, during winter, they'll feel terribly cold and they may not be able to survive. Clear? And for summer, what do? They have tidier, smaller coats to keep themselves cool. Clear? A thirsty camel. Whenever the camel gets thirsty, it can drink as much as 30 gallons of water. My god, just imagine 30 gallons of water. So it's about 500 full glasses. Clear? So whenever a camel is thirsty, it can drink 500 full glasses of water at a go. Just imagine. Right? So 500 full glasses of water, it's about what? That's about what? 30 gallons, right? And they can finish this in just 10 minutes time. It's not like they'll take forever to finish this. Okay. So normally, however, it gets all the moisture it needs from desert plant. It's not like it drinks so much water. So where does it get water from? It gets the water it requires from the desert plant, and it can survive for up to 10 months without drinking any water at all. This is something amazing. Okay, it can survive for about 10 months without drinking any water at all. Clear? So here is a picture of a camel, not the typical one. Okay, we'll find out what is this. There are two different kinds of camel. One, known as dromedary, has only a single hump. We basically see dromedary camel with single hump, right? What is hump? This bulgy part that you see on the camel's back is called hump. Okay. So dromedary camel has only single hump. The other called a Bactrian camel. So this is example of Bactrian camel. This Bactrian camel has two humps. Okay. So what is the functionality of the hump? The hump helps the animal to survive in the desert by acting as a storage container. Clear? So this act as storage container. They store something. What do you think will they store? Will they store water? No, not at all. What will they store? Let's find out. But they don't store water, as many people wrongly believe. They are full of fat, oily substance. Clear? Why is it full of fat? Let's find out. This is full of fat, and the same fat nourishes the camel when food is scarce. Okay, so camels do not get to eat food on long journey when they are on desert, right? So this is what this fat, excessive layer of fat on the hump is what prevents them when there is lack of food on desert. Okay, so if they have nothing to eat for several days, their humps shrink. Okay, so if they have nothing to eat for several days, what will happen is this hump, like you see here in red dots, this one, they will get smaller in size. Okay, this humps will shrink. Clear? All right, their hump shrinks as the fat is used up. They use up the hump, they use up the fat, and as a result of that, the humps will shrink. Okay, so there are many other ways in which camels are adapted to desert life. So camels are adapted to desert life in many other way. Their mouths are so tough that even the sharp thorn cannot pierce through. Clear? They have one of the toughest mouths. The mouth is so tough that some of the sharpest thorn also cannot pierce their mouth. So strong is the camel's mouth. Clear? So that is it. We learn about 3-4 desert animal, right? So try to read them and try to understand about different animals that survive and live in desert with ease. Clear? So we read about rattlesnake, and then mongoose, and finally about camels, right? Three important animals that live and survive in desert with ease compared to other animals. So as far as question answers are concerned, like I've always mentioned, try and help yourself by making question and answer on your own. If you still struggle, I'll provide the notes on WhatsApp. I'll upload them, and I may try to hold a different session where I analyze this question and answer if you find them difficult, but I would really want you to try and do them on your own. And as far as word and their meanings are concerned, try to write the new words along with their meanings in a notebook. Try to learn them by heart and use them in the form of sentence in order to enhance your vocabulary. Okay, so with this we basically come to conclusion of today's class. If you have any doubts or problem, try and ask me in the next Google Meet session. First point. Second point, try to read the lesson again and make question answer. Okay, thank you everyone. Keep learning, keep working hard.